How's it going, guys and girls from the internet? Tyler from TL Videos here, and welcome to the very first Q&A on my channel ever. Now, I spent about 3 to 4 weeks gathering questions for this Q&A, and that's why it took me a very long time to make it. I was busy, but I was also the entire time trying to receive as many questions as possible, and you guys definitely came through. I have a lot of questions. I'm going to start off with YouTube, and then I'll move to the Twitter questions. So let's get started. The first question is, how do you have 5,000 subs and a few views per week? Curious. Well, we're getting into the meat of things to start off, aren't we? To answer that question, I honestly don't know. My channel is about a lot of different things. You guys know that. So because I don't have a main thing I focus on, not everybody is going to watch all my videos. I mean, some of them, like Omegle, the one video, as I've said before, has around 13,000 views, and all the other Omegle videos have like 300 to 400. It's just a matter of who finds your video, who shares it. It's basically like roulette in YouTube, because you honestly have no idea what is going to happen with your video or if it's going to get any views at all. But also keep in mind that older videos get watched too. It's not like you just upload a video and it's like, oh, how many views did it get? Oh, it only got 13 views. Well, that's it. That's no more views forever. Next question. Why you do this? Because I feel like it. Next question. Do you enjoy cartoons, animation, things like Adventure Time, Steven Universe, or The Legend of Korra? Yes, I love cartoons. I watch cartoons almost all the time. Does not matter what cartoon it is. I've always had a fascination with animation and cartoons. I mean, all through my childhood, that then went forth into my young adult years. And yeah, I watch cartoons all the time. Do you enjoy music? If so, what's your favorite genre or group? I love electronic music. Electronic music is definitely my favorite kind of music. Second to that is rock. I know the Madden soundtrack, like the old Madden, like the PlayStation 2 Maddens had a lot of rock in them. And I would always listen to those songs, and to this day, they're some of my most favorite songs ever. But if we're going in overall genre, I do love electronic music. I listen to a whole bunch, like all the subgenres of electronic, dance, trap, electro, dubstep. And as for my favorite group, I really don't have one, actually. I mean, I do love Imagine Dragons, but I jump around a lot. I guess I'd have to go with Imagine Dragons. Oh, God. Brandon? Food question. Do you prefer pineapples, bacon, or ribs? Pineapple, because I don't really like bacon. I know I'm totally not American, and I definitely don't like ribs. Next question. What's the most dangerous thing you've ever done? Probably something in Boy Scouts. I can't think of anything right now. Let me hold on. Give me a second. Like, bleh. Ooh, okay, so I know the most dangerous thing that I've ever done, at least that I can think off the top of my head. When I was really, really young, like whenever I was a baby, like I think like 2 years old or something like that, I had a metal fire truck, like a pure metal fire truck, and I thought it would be a fantastic idea to take the ladder of the fire truck, and because it had 2 prongs, I would stick it into an electrical outlet. But my dad saw me do it before I did it, and he screamed, "Tyler, no!" And I threw the fire truck up, and I started crying. So not only was it the most dangerous thing I ever did, luckily my dad was there to stop me, and I probably could have died and electrocuted myself. So thanks, Dad. Third question. Are you getting a pop filter anytime soon? To answer that question, I would love to get a pop filter. People have been telling me I need to get a pop filter in all caps in comments. Get a pop filter, but I can't. Apparently there's no stores around here. I think the one that's closest is like an hour away. Believe it or not, no stores around here except for the music store an hour away has pop filters. Target doesn't have pop filters. Walmart, Kmart, apparently you can only get them in music stores. Now, I could order it offline, I could order it offline. I could order it online, like on Amazon or something, but I kind of try to avoid buying things online, even if it is through Amazon. Now, I've done it before. For example, my like Elgato chat link cable I got because I was at college. But because so many people are saying I need a pop filter, I might just get one off of Amazon pretty soon, because I know everybody wants it, and it would make me sound a lot better, and you wouldn't hear the End of questions. Also, not a question, but potatoes and bacon are the best. Enough said. End of questions. Thanks, Brandon. Which other horror games do you plan to play? Would love to see your reactions to a really good one. I would love to play horror games on my channel, but unfortunately, I has no money, so I kind of resort to ones that are free. Notes of Obsession was the first one that I played on my channel, and it was free. If you guys know any kind of game, even if it's just a normal game, that's free and I should play it, let me know, because I'm out of the loop whenever it comes to a lot of games. Unless I see Markiplier play it, or by the off chance I go to Game Jolt, I'm probably not even going to know it exists. Can you make Jacksepticeye MLP? I love Markiplier MLP. Okay. So the Markiplier MLP series, to this day, is the most viewed thing on my channel, at least the first video. It has over like 20,000 views or something like that. And those videos take a huge amount of time because through, like, I'm actually taking footage from the actual show. I'm not an animator, I can't animate, so I can't do things on my own schedule. And plus, I have to use clips with only Pinkie Pie in them because I picked her as Markiplier. So I have to make it so I have all the footage, so I usually have to wait an entire season, and that's why usually they come out after each season. So Markiplier MLP 3 will be coming out. I mean, I'll start working on it pretty soon. It's not coming out soon. I haven't even started editing it, but I am gathering footage of episodes from this season, so I will be working on that. As for Jacksepticeye MLP, maybe I'll do that. I don't know. That would take more time, and I would have to pick another pony to pick Jack as, but if you guys enjoy it and you want me to do another YouTuber with that, then just let me know. I'll make it. You know, I make my videos for fun, but it's even better when you guys are saying, can you make this? It'd be awesome.
Here are some silly cues for your Q&A.
Didn't think I could do that voice, did you? Would you grow a beard? No, I don't like facial hair. That's why you always see me shaved, actually, in my videos. Whenever I have facial hair, it really irritates my skin. I have, like, really sensitive skin, apparently. I'm finding out now because whenever I have facial hair, it hurts. So, also, whenever you eat food, it gets stuck to your face when you have facial hair, and it's really uncomfortable. Would you ever get a piercing or tattoo and wear what? No. I am never going to get a tattoo or a piercing. I don't like tattoos, and I don't like piercings. Piercings because you are puncturing your skin to put a thing in the location, a shiny thing in the location, presumably. And then as for tattoos, it's also a needle digging into your skin, designing something that will be on your skin for the rest of your life, and if you want to remove it, it requires more needling and lasers, and I don't want to ruin my skin with something that I might regret later in life. Would you dye your hair? If yes, what color? I have thought about this, actually. I've been wondering what it would be like if I dyed my hair with the hair that I have, even though my hair's always buzzed, because I know a lot of YouTubers have like dyed their hair and stuff, and my hair has always been brown. I've never ever put anything in it. I think whenever I was like in second grade and I played football, we put like some like spray in our hair that made them blue and white, but besides that, I've never dyed my hair. But if I did dye it, it would probably be green or blue. I'd probably maybe go with blue, maybe? I don't know. Perhaps Seahawks colors. What's your grandmother's name? I actually cannot say that. She is a big stickler for privacy, which is why you've never even seen another room in the house. And yeah, she just really is big on privacy, even with my videos. You know, me in my room, I'm lucky that I'm able to do this. So I'm not going to say her name. I'm going to respect her privacy. Here's a more serious question. If the grandmother thing wasn't serious enough by my grandmother's standards, do you have a sub or view or follower goal, since you've used sub for sub and Crowdfire before, and what are those goals? Now, I stopped doing sub for sub a while ago, so I mean, I used sub for my channel for a while, and I learned from that. I made a video on that. It was really bad. Don't do sub for sub, any channel that's watching this right now. And as for Crowdfire, Crowdfire is an app that you use for Twitter, basically, where the biggest feature of Crowdfire is that once a certain amount of people follow you, you can have an automated message get sent to them. That way, if you're trying to, you know, get your YouTube channel out there, you won't have to be, hi, I'm Tyler, to like 50 different people. It'll just send massively. The problem with that is that a lot of people can tell that you use Crowdfire, and usually they get really upset whenever they get a message like that because it's considered spam. But then whenever I actually respond, you know, when they respond, then they're like, oh, I didn't know you were real. I'm so sorry. I got mad, but you actually responded. And I stopped using Crowdfire too because I figured, you know, if I really, really want to grow, I shouldn't rely on automated messages. Even if I do have to send a lot of, like, you know, messages myself, it's natural, you know what I mean? And I don't have to feel guilty about that. As for my goals, followers being Twitter, I really don't have a goal for Twitter. I mean, I'd like to have the same amount of followers on Twitter as I do YouTube. That's pretty much it. As for YouTube views, I really don't have a goal for YouTube views either. I mean, you kind of just go by each video. You know, you get views. You want to have consistent views, I believe, rather than having just one video that gets 500,000 views and then the rest of them get like 20. However, I do have a subscriber goal. My overall subscriber goal, and I mean, this is like the top that I would want to be at. Like, this is the max. Once I reached it, I would have no problem not getting any more subscribers than that. I'd be perfectly happy staying where I was. I think overall would be 500,000. That's it. You know, I wouldn't even have to reach 1 million because I feel like channels that are over 1 million, they change. You know what I mean? They're less authentic. And I've noticed this with a lot of people that I watch. Once they hit that 1 million mark, they start to become sellouts a lot, and you can tell. You know, it's not the fact that it's, you know, hey, use this code to get 10% off, because a lot of people do that. I'm with a network, I might start doing that too, but it's the people that are like, you know, they're already famous and then they're going and doing more things that aren't necessary, like YouTube Red. Channels have been destroyed by YouTube Red. For an example of this is Boyfriend versus Girlfriend. Once they started doing YouTube Red, their fans got really mad because they were like, what is this? You know, what happened to you guys doing pranks together? And it was nice and fun, and you connected with your viewers rather than going into like a corporation. 500,000 would be my mark when I'd be like, okay, cool. If I would get more, again, that'd be awesome, but I'd be happy with that. When are you gonna do a giveaway? I will probably never do a giveaway. I don't like giveaways. One, I have no money. Two, I don't want to give someone my personal address or have them give me their address. And this goes for all giveaways too in general, especially on other channels. People don't realize that when you do a giveaway and you win, or quote unquote win, depending on the shadiness of the YouTuber, you are giving away your address to a person that you don't know. And from that point on, if they want to send you a box of poop, they can do that. There's also a lot of giveaways that are scams. In fact, a majority of them are scams. I've seen a lot of examples with this. An example is Ask a Gangsta, who actually made two fake Twitter accounts to send items from a giveaway to himself. And yeah, I might do a giveaway when I'm bigger, you know, whenever I actually have money and I don't have to worry about being a 19-year-old that people can track down and stab and kill. And that also comes with doing fan mail. Once I reach a point where I'm secure in my life and I don't really have to worry about stuff like that, I can actually be like, okay, hey, send me fan mail if you would like. I've actually gotten fan mail before. One was from a friend. That was months ago, and it was really neat. But now it's time to go to Twitter and see what questions you guys asked there. First question: what was the hardest thing about getting to where you are today? That's really deep. I mean, going through my life like in a sequence, elementary school and middle school was really difficult. They were the worst times of my life, definitely by far. I was bullied tremendously. I had huge problems with bullying, no matter what it was. I had some really bad things done to me. A lot of people got involved. It was obviously not fun, but high school was whenever things started to finally look up for me, because the actual premise of being where I am today, relating to, I guess, announcing and broadcasting in YouTube and videos and stuff like that in college, started in high school, because I was making videos before I actually had my YouTube channel, and I made my YouTube channel after I started making videos because I realized, oh, people can see what I do. That'd be pretty neat. So freshman year of high school, obviously I was trying to figure out my classes and stuff, and my mom and my dad were talking to me about what I should do, and I was split between two electives, one being cooking and the other being video production, because when I was young, I actually liked cooking, so I didn't know which one to do. My dad said, T, you know, you've always wanted to do videos and you've always wanted to talk in front of people. Why don't you do video production? You know, acting. I've always been a very outgoing person. Whenever it came to speaking kind of came naturally for me. So long and behold, a year later, I started my YouTube channel, because at that point, I had made 1 year of videos in my freshman year, and then I realized, oh, people can, you know, see see my videos if I put them on YouTube, and then I put them up on my channel, and then 5 years later, here I am in college with broadcasting and my channel. But you skipped your entire college process. I did? Yes. Oh. So college, broadcasting in high school was awesome. It was video production was the elective. Took it for about 4 years. The second year, my sophomore year, I actually had to take graphic design, which I absolutely hated. So whenever I went back to video production, I loved it. But of course, senior year, I'm trying to find colleges, and I ended up finding Westminster. Now, I didn't even know where Westminster was or if it existed. I didn't even know this college existed. Whenever I found out it was somewhere near Pittsburgh, I was like, oh, okay. But then I found out that they were a small school and they had a really good broadcasting program. So I thought, well, it's 5 hours away. Should I do it? And then I basically picked it because I realized, you know, hey, I'll be away from home. It's practice on being in the real world, essentially. And to this day, Westminster's awesome and I love broadcasting there. In fact, just yesterday, I saw that a graduate from Westminster is actually on NBC in Rio for the Olympics. He is a crew member for NBC. So obviously that makes me ecstatic because I'm like, what can I do with announcing? So it really gives me hope for what I'm going to do after college. Boy Scouts was also a huge factor of my life. I totally forgot to mention it, ironically enough. I was in Scouts for 4 years, and it was an awesome time of my life. It really built me into the person that I am today, definitely. But Boy Scouts really helped with college. I mean, if I wouldn't have gotten Eagle Scout, and if I wouldn't have made my anti-bullying video from that, I probably would not be in college today. To be completely honest, I think my college accepted me because of those two things that I did. It took me a while to grasp that reaching the rank of Eagle Scout in Boy Scouts is such a huge accomplishment that is recognized everywhere. I had no idea. Simply, how has your day been today? It's been pretty good. I mean, I've been spending my day recording this video, which is fun. That's my day. Which YouTuber is your favorite and who is your inspiration besides me? Oh, Paco. We all know and love you, Paco. My favorite YouTuber jumps around a lot. I have a lot of favorite YouTubers and I'm discovering new ones that are then therefore becoming my other favorites. Some of them include Jax Films, Markiplier, Corridor Digital, The Odd Ones Out, Domix. And as for inspiration, I would have to say Markiplier. Markiplier is a very inspiring guy. He knows what he's doing, and at least from what I've seen, he has fun with what he does. And I hope that he really doesn't get too in over his head whenever it comes to fame, because he's done a lot of things with charities and stuff, and he's done a lot of good things with the community. It just hasn't been him getting famous for roasting someone or just making videos with absolutely no care about anything around him or the well-being of the world. Plus, he really cares about his fans. You know, he has, 13 million subscribers, and he cares about every single one, you know? And that's what I've always tried to do. I said it before, months ago before I went to college, I guess a year ago now, back whenever my lighting was terrible. It was worse than it is now. My lighting is not amazing right now, but I don't even think I had my microphone. And I said, you know, no matter how famous I get, if I get famous, I don't want to be in over my head. You know, it's good to make sure you have roots, because I know that a lot of my friends, you know, right now, they're friends with me because I'm Tyler, you know, and I like that, you know, to have people care about you as a person and not your status just shows who's a real friend and who's not. And Mark shows this through Bob and Wade. You know, there's two friends who have been his friends forever. Can you show this tweet to your vid? Sure. Boop. What do you think about Pokemon Go since it was just released? Ooh, man, that's a tough one. Okay, so my situation with Pokemon Go, first of all, is that I have yet to reach level 5 because my phone doesn't have any data. I just have Wi-Fi, which obviously to play Pokemon Go, you need to walk around. So any location that we go to, I'm trying to connect to Wi-Fi. I'll have a tiny little sliver of Wi-Fi, and I'm trying to catch Pokemon really quick, and I can't walk around, so I just have to pray that they appear near me. And also, my phone doesn't have AR. It doesn't have a gyroscope internet. It doesn't have gyroscope in it, which means the AR doesn't work. Augmented reality doesn't work. And a lot of the premise behind Pokemon Go to make it neat is that it has AR. are. But my overall opinion on Pokemon Go is that it's a really neat game. It's a very basic game, actually, whenever you think about it. In fact, you know, the battle mechanics are really bad, but it's the fact that everybody's playing it. And whenever a lot of people are playing a game, especially like this, and people are out meeting people in the real world, that's awesome. What do you think about the current police brutality situation in Baton Rouge, Minnesota? Oh, no. Okay, I got this tweet whenever this was actually relevant. It was like July 7th. What do I say? There's a reason I don't cover current events on my channel. One reason for this is because a lot of people take things very offensively, and I don't want people flocking to my channel and, you know, hating on it or just causing flame wars with other people in the comments. That's not what my channel is about. But at the same time, you know, I do realize that a lot of times I appear to be in a bubble and not even acknowledge the outside world or anything happening in it. The second thing is my mom was a deputy sheriff before. You guys know that. So because of all this happening, I was very afraid that she would get hurt. So naturally, I leaned more with police, but with all the things that are happening, I think police need more training. That's all I'm going to say with that. I don't want to go into any more detail of my opinion. How did you come up with your names? I don't know what you mean by names. I only have one name, I think. T-Helv Videos is my channel name and my Twitter name. Tyler Helvin is my natural name. I'm assuming you're talking about T-Helv Videos, and believe it or not, a lot of people have been wondering about this, but only like one person asked, actually. So to answer your question finally, so when I played baseball through 6th through 9th grade, my nickname became T-Helv, which is Tyler Helvin. It's the first letter of my first name and then Helv, my last name, so T-Helv. And whenever I would go up to bat, people would say, "Give him hell, Helvin," or "Give him hell, T-Helv," and it really stuck on. Like, my whole team got behind it, and then people just started calling me that. Like, that was my nickname. So then whenever I made my channel, at first, I had a different name, but then I changed it to T-Helv Videos because I was like, that's a unique name, you know? Nobody has used that name before, and plus, it's a mix of my first and last name, and it actually works. So that's the origination of my name. Origin story? I'm gonna say origin story. Origination just doesn't sound like a good word. Do you love me? I don't know you. I'm sure if I met you, you'd be a very nice person. However, I am straight, so if you were a guy, I actually am an affectionate guy whenever it comes to friends. I really care for my friends, so maybe platonically. When are your views going to skyrocket? I don't know. Maybe whenever I make a clickbait video called Minecraft gone computer gone Windows 10 ate my dog gone Minecraft again gone sexual with a social experiment almost shot parentheses pyrocynical eats another YouTuber's subscribers who then shows it on Skype while using a USB to plug his mind into FouseyTube's fake prank Keemstar popcorn. I made all that up on the spot in one try. And this next tweet is comprised of the final 2 questions of this video. So first, how did you get into My Little Pony? I finally get to tell the origin story of why I got into My Little Pony. So it all started whenever I was 12 to 13 years old, and I had a friend next door named Brian who I am still actually friends with. However, now he went to the Navy, and congratulations, Brian, for making it into the Navy. That was actually really, really cool. But me and him hung out constantly after school. This was before he moved houses, but I mean, I would always go over there and we would hang out. We'd have Nerf wars, and one day he was watching My Little Pony and he said, "Tyler, you have to watch this." And of course, my natural reaction was, "Why are you watching this, Brian?" Like, I hadn't heard that My Little Pony had even been rebooted or anything. From what I heard, from what I thought, it was just a show for little girls, which is exactly what everybody else thinks. So I had the exact same opinion as everyone else. And he said, "No, Tyler, no, sit down and watch it. Trust me, it's good." So I sat down with him. I said, "You know what, Brian, you're my friend. I'll trust you." And I watched it. And after the first episode, I was like, okay, I can watch a little bit more. And then the second episode hit, and I was like, whoa, what's gonna happen? And then the third episode, and the fourth episode, and then, long behold, I had watched the entire season, and from that point I was hooked, and I loved it. For those of you that don't like it, I completely understand. I understand the appeal for it, obviously, because I like it, but at the same time, I understand why you don't like it. But if you haven't seen it before, actually give it a chance. Just like watch one episode. Now, a lot of people say to not watch the first 1 or 2 episodes that were ever created, which is true. I mean, through the seasons, it got so much better. So watch like one of the later seasons and see what you think. And the last question is, why are you a Seahawks fan? That is a great way to end the Q&A, actually. My love for the Seahawks started whenever I was very young. Ever since I was a baby, I had a Ricky Watters jersey whenever I was a baby. And if you don't know who Ricky Watters was, he was the running back before Sean Alexander. And my mom likes the Dolphins, so I was split between the Dolphins and the Seahawks, but my dad had more influence on football than she did because she loved the Dolphins while Dan Marino was playing. And then, of course, whenever he stopped playing, her love kind of faded, you know, because Dan Marino wasn't playing anymore. But my dad just loved Seattle, and he threw it on me, and I loved Seattle too because of it. I've been a fan through all the hardships that Seattle faced. In fact, in elementary school and middle school, I was bullied because I was a Seahawks fan, because Seattle sucked for so long, and because I was always wearing like a Sean Alexander jersey or a Bobby Ingram jersey or a Lofa Tatupu jersey, and people made fun of me for it. So whenever Seattle got good and then won the Super Bowl, people called me bandwagon, and I was like, do you remember elementary school and middle school? Just think back to those times. Think back and then call me a bandwagon. So yes, I have been a Seahawks fan, and not from the years 2012 to the current present time. I have a plaque up there of Matt Hasselbeck and also the best players from the roster of the 2007 Seahawks. Also, I totally forgot that I'm wearing a Seahawks shirt right now. I did not plan that, actually. That's really funny. And that's it. That's all the questions that you guys had for me. I had a lot of fun answering these. You know, it's cool to actually connect with you guys, and you know, you can see my opinions on things. Obviously, for something like the whole police brutality situation, I did not cover much, but you know, things like what am I going to do with videos? You know, how did I get to the point that I'm at? It's really cool because it lets you guys see into my life from the things that obviously I can't go back and show you. You guys don't know my childhood or anything, so for me to share that with you, again, it just really makes me feel connected to those of you that watch. And seriously, thank you for all of you that actually asked questions. I was really worried that no one was going to ask questions for this, but you guys proved me wrong, and it really, really meant a lot to me. And with that, remember to follow me on Twitter at Tyler Helvin. Remember that I have my Spreadshirt shop open, and remember to put your quotes in the comments for what I should remember to do at the end of my videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.